Hello, I'm called Jingonelli, and I'm going to be taking you through another part of the financing decision. And today we are going to be looking at the middle ground debate and the determinants of the capital structure. So before I begin off, I'm going to require you to subscribe and also follow what I'm pointing at, because I'm already having properly laid down information. Looking at the middle ground debate, or the middle ground in the debate. The middle ground debate is not a theory or a school of thought. The middle ground debate reconciles the two theories, and it recognizes two fundamental aspects of debt financing, i.e., debt financing has a tax shield advantage, and also debt brings some associated costs with it, i.e., agency costs and bankruptcy costs. So with the middle ground debate, with the two theories that we looked at in the previous videos, that is the theory and also the traditional theory, with the middle ground debate, it reconciles the two and it shows the similarities that are underlying within the two schools of thought. So it shows that debt financing has a tax shield, and also debt brings some associated costs, such as the agency costs and the bankruptcy costs. So moving on, with the agency costs, a cost of monitoring the performance of the management, and with the bankruptcy costs, a cost that arise as a result of financial distress, i.e., depression in the value of the firm if it were to be liquidated, legal costs, etc. So they increase with the level of leverage, that is the agency costs and the bankruptcy costs. So agency costs include restrictions on the use of the assets, restrictions on raising of additional funds, frequent disclosure about operations, restriction on dividend payment, etc. With the bankruptcy costs include costs of inefficiency, total bankruptcy, legal and administration costs of winding up. Then looking at the factors that determine the capital structure of a firm, or the determinants of capital structure. So here, despite the arguments about the relevancy of the financing decision, financial managers are faced with a practical discussion of sourcing funds and combining them in appropriate portions. So the capital structure that results from this decision is influenced by a number of factors, which include, so I'm going to talk about some of the factors, which include the level of leverage. So firms with high levels of operating leverage should employ less debt and more equity in order to have optimum leverage and minimize the financing and business risks. Then 2, the cash flow stability. Here, firms with stable revenues can safely use debt and be able to service the resulting fixed charges, that is the interest. So if sales are variable, then caution would demand that more equity than debt to be used. Then 3, the cash flow potential. Here, if an investment has a very high cash flow potential, evidenced by a high positive net present value, then a firm can easily employ more debt than equity in its capital structure. This is because it will have the capacity to meet the fixed obligations that will arise. So looking at 4, profitability and return. Here, the overall cost of capital should be minimized in order to maximize the firm's return. So firms with very high rates of return on investment should use relatively a little debt. Then looking at the taxes, here interest is a tax deductible expense, while dividends are not deductible. So the higher a firm's corporate tax rate, the greater the advantage of using debt as opposed to equity. So that will be it with the financing decision. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I wish you success in your final exams.